What is up guys, Elementex here. Today, I am back with a video explaining the zombie family tree of last year on Earth. So I am guessing the blind one, the witch, and the big one were the first 3 zombies that were made. So this is what I believe happened. You guys know the scientist that committed suicide outside of the blind one's room? That scientist got 1 woman and 2 men for his experiment, and he accidentally turned them into 1 witch, big one number 1, and then big one number 2. The scientist was like OMG and he killed himself, so yeah. So this is where it all started. Where is it? I'll be getting to this point a little bit later in this video. So the witch fell in love with the big one number 1, and they had babies. They were floater bloaters, fast spiders, and then the roaming zombies. The big one number 1 was kinda proud of fast spiders and the floater bloaters, so the big one number 1 let some stay. The big one number 1 was very disappointed with roaming zombies since they are slow, so the big one kicked the roaming zombies out of the bunker. So you can think the bunker as their house. Then the witch cheated on the big one number 1. The big one number 1 was very mad about this, so big one number 1 made the big one number 2 blind, making him the blind one, and poisoned the witch, so when she had babies, they were toxic abominations and toxic spitters. The big one number 1 was still kind of proud of toxic spitters and toxic abominations, so he kicked some of them far away from the bunker, leaving them in the winter zones. Some of the toxic spitters and the toxic abominations found their way to the warm zones, but some stayed in the winter zone, making them into frozen zombies. Some toxic abominations and floater blurs in the bunker had babies together, and they got a hybrid between them. It was a French giant. The big one number 1 was very proud of the French giant, since French giants are very strong, so the big one number 1 let them stay in the bunker. After a few days, the big one found a nice room in the bunker level 2, and he decided to use the room as his room. And yes, he does go out to yellow zones and red zones to see how his sons and daughters are doing. Now, back to the original topic. Let's talk about where it all started. Okay, back to the creation of 2 big ones and 1 witch. So the scientist was crazy enough to turn normal humans to zombies. That is not a thing that a normal human would do. So what made him crazy enough to do such things? I'm starting to believe that it was the rabid wolves and the infected wolves that made him crazy enough to create zombie humans, or basically just zombies. Also, another proof that the scientist was infected by rabies, study shows that 90% of people who commit suicide are mentally ill. So this could mean one thing and one thing only. So it was basically the wolves that started everything.